Across history, eating human flesh has been called a curse, a crime, and a taboo. But science tells a darker story. This video exposes what really happens inside the body and mind after cannibalism, why it destroys lives, and how one bite can carry deadly, irreversible consequences. No escape remains. Origins of cannibalism and cultural myths. Cannibalism appears in early human history through survival, rituals, and belief systems. Ancient groups sometimes linked eating human flesh to power, spirit transfer, or ancestor respect. Myths claimed it could bring strength, wisdom, or protection from enemies. These stories spread fear and mystery across generations. Some cultures used symbolic tales to warn children or control behavior. Over time, outsiders exaggerated these practices, turning them into dark legends. Colonial writings often misrepresented rituals to label groups as savage. This created lasting myths that still influence modern thinking. Cannibalism became a symbol of ultimate taboo, not just an act. Even when rare, stories grew larger than reality. These myths shaped laws, religion, and social rules. Today, cannibalism is remembered more through fear-filled stories than facts. But those early beliefs explain why the topic still creates shock and discomfort worldwide. The biology of eating human flesh. Human flesh is biologically similar to animal meat, but the body reacts differently. It contains proteins, fats, and muscle tissue, yet it is not designed for human digestion. Eating it increases the risk of infection, toxins, and disease transfer. Human bodies can carry hidden illnesses without visible signs. Cooking does not remove all dangers. Unlike animals raised for food, humans lack safety controls. Consuming human flesh can strain the digestive system and immune response. Blood and tissue exposure raises chances of bacterial spread. Nutritionally, it offers no special benefit. Instead, it creates long-term health threats. The body treats it as a foreign danger, triggering inflammation. Over time, repeated exposure can weaken immunity. Biology shows cannibalism is not natural for human survival. It brings risk, not strength, proving the body was never meant for such consumption. Prion diseases and the deadly risk of Kuru. One of the most dangerous outcomes of cannibalism is prion disease. Prions are misfolded proteins that attack the brain. They cannot be destroyed by heat, cooking, or chemicals. Kuru was discovered among groups who practiced ritual cannibalism of the dead. Symptoms included tremors, loss of balance, and uncontrollable laughter. The disease slowly destroyed the brain, leading to death. There was no cure, no treatment, and no recovery. Kuru proved that eating human brain tissue could transfer deadly illness. Prions spread silently, sometimes taking years to show effects. Once symptoms appear, damage is permanent. This discovery changed medical science and ended certain practices. Kuru became a warning to the world. It showed cannibalism carries invisible killers. Psychological effects on the human brain. Cannibalism deeply affects the human mind. People involved often suffer guilt, fear, and mental breakdowns. The brain struggles to process actions that break strong moral boundaries. Many experience nightmares, anxiety, and emotional numbness. Over time, repeated exposure can reduce empathy, changing how the brain reacts to violence. This emotional damage can isolate individuals from society. Shame and secrecy increase mental stress. Survivors of cannibalism situations often report lifelong trauma. The act can disrupt identity and self-worth. In some cases, obsession or detachment develops. The brain remembers extreme actions strongly, creating lasting psychological scars. These effects are not temporary. Even when done for survival, the mind pays a heavy price. Mental health professionals agree that the damage can last decades. Cannibalism harms not only the body, but the core of human psychology itself. Historical cases that ended in tragedy. History records several cannibalism cases that ended in death, madness, or punishment. The Donner Party resorted to cannibalism during a harsh winter, but many still died. The practice haunted survivors for life. In Papua New Guinea, Kuru outbreaks destroyed entire communities. Serial killers who consumed victims often escalated violence, leading to capture or execution. Shipwreck survivors faced starvation, but later suffered trauma and public shame. These events show cannibalism never solved suffering. Instead, it added new layers of pain. Families, societies, and nations were affected. Media coverage turned these cases into horror stories. Legal systems responded with harsh penalties. Each case left lessons written in blood and grief. Cannibalism did not bring survival without cost. It created long-term tragedy, proving that crossing this boundary rarely ends with escape or peace. Survival cannibalism versus ritual cannibalism. Survival cannibalism occurs during extreme emergencies like plane crashes or shipwrecks. People act to avoid immediate death. Ritual cannibalism, however, is tied to beliefs, traditions, or spiritual meaning. Survival cases are rare and usually temporary. Ritual practices were repeated and structured. Society views these two very differently. Survival actions may receive legal understanding, but emotional damage remains. Ritual cannibalism is often aimed to honor the dead or gain power. Over time, science revealed the dangers, especially disease spread. Many rituals ended after medical discoveries. The key difference lies in intent and context. One is desperation, the other tradition. Both carry risks, but ritual cannibalism causes wider harm across generations. Why cannibalism is still feared today. Cannibalism remains feared because it threatens health, morality, and human identity. Science proved it spreads deadly diseases. History showed it leads to suffering, not strength. Social rules exist to protect trust between people. Cannibalism destroys that trust completely. It represents loss of empathy and respect for life. Media and horror stories keep the fear alive. Cultural memory passes warnings through generations. Even rare cases shock the world instantly. Fear also comes from knowing the mind can break under extreme pressure. Cannibalism shows how thin the line is between civilization and chaos. Laws, education, and medicine reinforce this fear for safety. The topic forces people to face uncomfortable truths about survival and limits. Cannibalism is not just forbidden, it leaves scars that never fade. If this video opened your eyes, like, subscribe, and share it. Drop your thoughts in the comments and stay connected for more dark truths explained with facts, not fear.